Man, I tell you what, it has not been a good month for gaming. At least not at all. And I don't have much high hopes for Captain Marvel either. Now, uh, recently, some people have suggested that Captain Marvel is one of the most popular comic book characters ever to be created. I don't know where anyone got that idea because back in the 90s when I was alive, back in the 90s, I don't remember anyone really talking about Captain Marvel. The only thing I remember about Captain Marvel is Rogue steals her powers. That's pretty much where her story ends. So, for people saying that she's like one of the most popular character to ever exist, you guys haven't been reading comics. Especially the people making these movies. The people making these movies act like Captain Marvel is like the shit, like the bee's knees. Like everyone's gonna freak out over this movie, and this hype train we're on, it's not really looking good for this movie, especially with the way the actress has been acting towards her fan base and towards the fan base. Um, they've already lost millions of dollars because I know people personally that are going to refuse to go to this movie just simply by the way Brie Larson has acted, and dozens and dozens of other people online, maybe thousands of people who will refuse to even go see this movie. So I'm not saying this is going to be a bad movie, but the controversy around it and the hype around it, it's not working. I don't know why they're trying to make this hype train out of something that's going to be like okay. Black Panther is a great comic book character. He's definitely was never one of the most famous comic book characters, but he's definitely a great comic book character. But Black Panther is at least above Captain Marvel as far as popularity goes. I've been reading comics ever since I was alive, man. Ever since I was a wee lad back in the '80s, and I'm telling you, Captain Marvel was nowhere near up there as one of the most popular comic book characters. If you walk into a comic book store, you would see statues of Wonder Woman, some busts of Rogue, and and some comic books of Spider-Man, the X-Men, or Superman. But rarely did I ever see anyone really talk about Captain Marvel. So I don't know where they're getting this idea that she's the most popular comic book character. I'm not trying to discredit her because of her movie coming up. I'm just saying, I think these people have the wrong idea on like this character. And I think that's what this is all coming from. I think they think that this character is greater than Wonder Woman, and like this is the most popular character since like Batman. So I don't know, man. It's not looking good for this movie. However, like I said, video games have not been doing good as well as far as Anthem is concerned, and the only good game, in my personal opinion, that even came out was Resident Evil 2. No, wait, before you click off, this is just my opinion. I actually liked Resident Evil 2. I'm not saying it was the greatest game ever, but all the other games I've played, including Anthem, oh, and Red Dead Redemption was a good game too. But in the month of February, we somehow got a lot of shitty games. This is one reason why I kind of turned to indie gaming. Indie gaming is, for the most part, made by one person, while AAA games are made by multiple people. But playing these recent AAA games, especially games like Anthem, it just feels unfinished. Like when you buy the game, you're basically buying the cosmetic, the groundwork for the game, and then they'll probably make updates later. And you're seeing a lot of that in games lately. You're seeing a lot of that where they'll make a main body of a game, but like, okay, if this game gets popular, we'll make some DLC for it to make it better, and we'll do some patches for it, which is bullshit, because if I pay $60 for your fucking game, give me what I want. And that's why I feel like Resident Evil 2, when I bought that game, I felt personally that I got my money's worth playing that game. You get to play two different scenarios, even though they're both in a way similar. Two different character stories, tons of weapons, tons of costumes that you can pick from, and tons of almost like each scenario is at least 3 to 5 hours of gameplay, depending how fast you play. I speed run through that game, and it was about 2 hours of me speed running it. But even then, that was like on easy mode. I fear what it would have been like on hard mode. So yeah, it is possible to speedrun that game in a short amount of time, but every game you can do that. So yeah, when I played Resident Evil 2, I felt like I got my bang for my buck. But all other games in February, they just felt empty, like they didn't even try. And it's also weird why they release these games in the month of February, because what usually happens is that they'll release games like towards the end of the year, like around October, all the way through December-ish, because people will have money then. It's the holidays. You know, people want to enjoy at home and stuff like that. But I think they're getting the idea like, hey, it's the start of the new year. People have money. They don't want to wait till the end of the year. So let's release all these games in a single month. Like, tons of games that were released this month. It was weird. So, I think it was a good idea for them to release games in the month of February. But at the same time, it hurt their revenue because so many people were trying to choose which game to play. Which they could have easily spread those games out through the course of the year. I don't know, man. It was just weird to me. However, so the comic book world is not doing so well. The last good comic book movie to me was Aquaman. I actually enjoyed that movie. I know people hate that movie, but I personally really liked that movie. I still think Wonder Woman was better than Aquaman. But as far as DC goes, DC at this moment only has like 2 good movies. Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, and Man of Steel. They were not good. I'm sorry. I liked Man of Steel, actually. But it's not a good movie. You can like something and admit that it's not a good movie. I think Aquaman's a good movie, and Wonder Woman, I don't think they're the greatest movie ever made. But as far as DC is concerned, they're the best movies they have. And I think the future of another Superman movie and a Batman movie should really look at how they made that movie. Because I'm telling you, they butchered the shit out of Superman and Batman. And as for Marvel, Marvel has this track record of making mediocre movies. Hold on. They still make good movies, but what I'm saying is when you go see a Marvel movie, like, you get your money's worth, or you get your bang for your buck. Like, you know you're not going to see a shit movie, but you're going to see a movie that's okay. And for the most part, most of these movies are kind of safe. If you want to bring your kid, you can. Don't expect to get this big, epic, compelling story, but, you know, Marvel Infinity War was still fucking epic, don't get me wrong. I still expect Captain Marvel to be good, but I don't expect it to be anything else other than good. I guess they're doing this hype train because they're afraid that this movie is not going to do very well. Especially with the way that Brie Larson has been acting. So, as far as comics are concerned, we're going to see what happens in a couple of days if Captain Marvel comes out. But there's already a consensus out and a survey done and people talking about this movie that it's already lost millions of dollars. And it'll be up to us to see how this movie goes. So, and again, video games haven't been doing very well. But something that has been doing very well, extremely very well, and that is anime. Oh my god. Alita Battle Angel was the fucking shit. I'm telling you what. This movie is the shit. And to me, this movie has me excited for the future of anime. And I cannot wait to see it. Now, I really want to see Perfect Blue as a live-action movie. I want to see Akira as a live-action movie. And I swear to God, I hope to God that they make a Dragon Ball Z live-action movie, but actually do it justice this time, unlike that Dragon Ball Evolution. So, one reason why I do like manga and anime a little bit better than comic books, because, you know, like, for some reason, comic books nowadays, they're filled with so much political correctness, and for most comic books, they really don't have a beginning, middle, and end. I mean, they do have an origin story, but every time they reboot a character, they just reboot that same character. With animes, whatever, you'd get a point A to point B story. This is what happens, and this is what happens. Boom, in the story. And that's why I do like manga a little bit better than comic books now. I do love Batman. I do love Spider-Man. I do love these characters because they are my childhood. But growing up, I started to realize that anime actually has way more compelling stories. It's not filled with political correctness. The entire point of these animes are to tell stories. And with comic books, it feels like they are trying to push this weird agenda. And you can see it with the Brie Larson's Captain Marvel and everything else. And a couple other comic book movies that are recently released that I'm not going to name names. But still, it feels like Alita Battle Angel in like the anime world, like it's gonna explode. Now I remember a couple years ago, I forgot who said this, but there was one manga creator that said maybe in 20 years anime and manga will die down and people will just forget about it. I highly doubt that. A manga and anime is such a big movement, and there's so many compelling stories, and there's already you'll find some shit animes and shit mangas, just like you'll find some shit comics and shit movies. So, and same thing with video games. So I really don't see manga and anime going away anytime soon. And I cannot wait to see the future of these movies. I want them to make Akira. I want them to make Perfect Blue. I want to see a live action adaptation. And I heard that they're going to make a live action adaptation of Naruto, which I kind of have my own mixed feelings about that. Because the thing is, I used to like Naruto. I liked Naruto maybe like the first 2 seasons, and then I don't know, somewhere in the middle of the original 2 seasons, somewhere in the middle of it, when Sasuke goes away, in the middle of that story arc, and then it's just Naruto and all the other characters. Like I was really compelled by Sasuke, but when he goes away, for some reason, like I don't really care about his character. Is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is at that point, if you know anything about Naruto, at that point when Sasuke left and went to go join the whatever the evil guys, for some reason the story of Naruto kind of went down for me. Now I do like was it Boruto? I haven't really been watching that. I seen a few clips of it, so I'm gonna wait a little bit before I watch it to make my own judgment. But for so far, it looks good, and I do like adult Naruto and a couple other seasons. But for some reason, I lost a lot of interest in the show, thanks to a certain story arc that just kind of went away. I do like Naruto, and I cannot wait for them to make a movie about it. I'm just kind of concerned on like where they're gonna go with the direction of the story because the original story of Naruto, I do like it, like the manga and the anime, but at the same time, I kind of feel like the story kind of died down for me. Like I just kind of lost interest, but I'll still go see it. I'll still go see it and so enjoy myself. So we're gonna see how it is, but. So far, the future of anime, it looks bright, and I cannot wait to see it. And Alita Battle Angel just proves that they do have a bright future. And so far, this movie has shot box office records. It's done way better than most, just about every movie this year. And I've heard some people say that Alita Battle Angel will probably make more money at the box office than Captain Marvel. So this movie should be held as a model to how movies should be. Like, don't shove it in our face with your political correctness. Just make us a movie that has a good, compelling story. People. People. So, the clear winner of the month of February and all the way, a little bit of March, the clear winner recently is anime with my anime versus comic book versus video game battles. And yeah, this is a clear winner, and I cannot wait to see how Captain Marvel's gonna do. I'm not gonna wish anything bad about Captain Marvel. I hope it's a good movie, but at the same time, I don't have much high expectations for it right at this very moment. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna go for now. Now, let me know what you think. What anime do you think would make a good movie, a good live action movie, and what anime live action movie did you enjoy? So, anyways, guys, let me go. I want to talk to you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I make videos every day. Peace out.